Well, hello, welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're going to do something I've never done. I don't think I've ever done a Dollar General challenge. I don't think. I may have, but not that I recall. So what I did was I went in there on a Saturday with my little $5 off coupon for 25 and without a game plan. Now, I'm not all that creative, so I don't have a whole lot of things up in my head. So I kind of fall back on the basics. What do people usually eat? They eat chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, sausage, things like that. So those were the kind of meats that I was kind of looking for. And I was looking for some sides and try and do something different than I did in my last video. But I'm really limited in what I could get. It was very, very difficult. I spent a good hour in that store picking this up, putting that down, picking this up. Maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that, and then stay within the budget. And I did that. And I left a little bit of meat on the bone for somebody else or for something else that I have left. Maybe I missed an item. Maybe I added wrong because I'm doing it in my head while I'm in there, because I don't know about you, but every Dollar General around here, once you get past the register, you lose your service around here. So you can't even pull up the basics. So anyway, I did the best that I could think of. I came up with a couple of ideas I think are gonna be pretty clever that I've never done before. So we're gonna give that a go. Sorry, that was my phone going off, but I got a lot of cooking to do. So without further ado, let's go. Let's see if those pots, come on. Here we go. The substitutions are out here. First one is the macaroni and cheese. I was gifted cases of those. I don't dare buy more, but I did charge myself what it would cost if I bought it at Dollar General. So I got that. I got the 2 cans of green beans. I got 1 can of pineapples, even though there's 2 out there. I just did it so you could see it to lift it up. I got a bag of potatoes. My Dollar General sells fresh produce. Not all of them around me do. I was in one yesterday that didn't, so I don't know if it's a regional thing or what, but mine sells fresh produce like apples, potatoes, onions, bananas, carrots, tomatoes, I don't know, things like that. I bought potato chips because it was a filler and the kids could nosh on it, and things like that. I got a bag of chicken. I bought barbecue sauce this time so I don't have to make my own. I bought hot dogs. Watch what I do with the hot dogs though. I'm not gonna do what you think I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna grill the hot dogs. The pancake mix is a substitution because the pancake mix at Dollar General all have milk in it. If I bought that, then Eric could not have any because he's severely allergic. So we don't even bother. So I'm gonna charge myself for the pancake mix at Dollar General, but I'm gonna use what I have in the house. I got the apple pie filling. Watch what I do with this. It's gonna be pretty cool if it works out. I hope it works out. It's something I'm gonna do with the apple pie filling and the pancake mix for dessert. And then we got some relish, because if I decide to make potato salad, I like relish in mine. So I got that. I think I left $1.50 on the table. I was adding it up in my head, so I could be wrong because I was thinking about what I was buying, what I was adding, and what the prices were, and how much that was. So I could be wrong. But I think I left $1.50 on the table, and I usually do that intentionally so that you guys have wiggle room, and I have wiggle room. What if I forgot an ingredient? What if I needed something? I thought, oh geez, I probably should have added that in. It's not a pantry staple for other people, but it is a pantry staple for me. So that's why I try and leave a little bit of something, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm doing it where I need every penny I got. So there you have it. We're gonna get started. First thing I'm gonna do is start with the dessert, because I have to do something with the apple pie filling. All right, here we go for the dessert. You're gonna need the pancake mix and you're gonna need the apple pie topping. I opened that up and realized it was like slices of apples. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be little squares, but I did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the apples up because I need them in smaller pieces. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so I took them out of the can. I left the sweet stuff in the can. I'm gonna try somehow and cut these into small pieces without losing all of the extra juice, I guess. I don't know what that's called. But I'm going to start chopping them up. I might just get a scissor out and just snip, 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 snip. But that's what I'm doing because I didn't realize these were going to be big. I don't know why I didn't do that. But let me chop them up and I'll show you because it's really not part of it. Well, it kind of is. I'm just going to go in with a scissor and start snipping these down into little pieces. I think that'll be the best way to go. Just like that. All right. So I changed my mind again. I think I am going to put the rest of the filling in here. Because I was just going to drop these down into the ice cube trays. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Let's put all the filling in there. Gonna give that a nice little mix. All right. Let me get the ice cube tray out and we'll show you what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tablespoon. You could use whatever. You could use a piping bag. You could use just a regular spoon. I'm going to try and keep it pretty consistent. So I want to try and keep the size about the same. Okay? And I'm going to take this and we're going to drop it right down into the ice cube tray. So that's what I'm going to do. Just about a tablespoon at each one. Okay, well that made 26. You could do this with peach. You can do this with apple, cherry, blueberry, because we're going to be making pies. But do you remember how back in the day McDonald's used to fry their apple pies? That's what we're going to do. So I got to put these in the freezer and let them freeze so that I can make it. All right, let's get started with the potatoes. Okay, so I took a vote on what to do with the potatoes. Did they want me to half and half it? Did they want me to make two things, one thing? What do they want me to do? They said they just want potato salad. Makes it easy for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off these potatoes. I'm going to leave the skins on, and then we're going to dice them up and get them into some water. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the small ones, and I'm just going to half them. I will probably cut them down smaller after I cook them, but I find a lot of times if I make them too small, when I'm going to go make a potato salad, I end up making mush. So that's just what I'm going to do. Cut off any bad spots. And then half them up. Just like that. If I see any ones I don't want, I'll take them out. All chopped up, I'm going to put them in some salted water and boil them. I overrode the children because I really feel like I wanted a baked potato. I know they're mini, but I took out 8 of the biggest ones I could find and kept those out. And then we'll have the baked potato also. All right, I'm going to take those out of the pot, rinse them off, and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator before I start handling them. I'm going to let them cool off first, then put them in the refrigerator. All right, we're going to finish up that potato salad. You're going to need, I did want some Dijon mustard. Apparently I'm out, but this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the household staples are the mayonnaise and mustard. Also, I bought the relish because I do use quite a bit of it, and I felt like that was more of a cheat than it was a household staple, because not every household has relish. So I did purchase that. I have garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. I have my potatoes in here because I was chilling them in the refrigerator. On the other side, I have regular mayonnaise, salt, pepper, a little bit of white vinegar. I did use part of an onion only because it was left over from last night's dinner. I didn't use it. It's a teeny tiny amount, and instead of throwing it away, I saved it. Also, I did not intend to add this to it, but it's sitting in my refrigerator. It's a bit of a cheat, but not that serious. there is this one lonely looking, sad looking carrot. I don't usually put carrot in my potato salad, but today I'm just going to use it up and throw it in there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these potatoes down because I cut them big. And I want them smaller than that. But usually this is just for me. When I make potato salad, if I cut them small, I always overcook them. So I cut them bigger and then get them smaller after the fact. So I'm just gonna dice these up into bite-sized pieces real quick. Just like that. Oops. I want the skin on it. Because we're doing a lot today, I'm not going to keep you on here while I'm cutting the potatoes. I just want you to see whatever size you find agreeable is the size that you make yours. So I sliced up the potatoes and I diced up that carrot. What I was thinking was, you know how you put like celery in your potato salad? Now I've done this before. I don't do it as a rule. We don't like celery. There's only one person in this house that likes celery. So what I'm going to do is I chopped up that carrot and we're just going to add that in there for some crunch. It might have even been too much carrot, but it's chopped up and it's in there now. Typically, if I don't have an onion, I would use chopped onion and then you soak it in some water and it reconstitutes. Or I would just use onion powder. So that's how I get around an onion. But since I have this tiny bit, I'm going to add just a little bit of it to the salad. Not a lot. Maybe about that much. That's maybe a tablespoon or so. I like to add Miracle Whip to mine because it gives it that something in the background. It's like, what is that? Everybody always asks me, what do you add to it? It's my little secret. Now it's our little secret. The only other thing I use Miracle Whip for is deviled eggs. Let me use up this mayonnaise first. That's trying to bust out of the jar. Oh, I hear the guy's lawnmower next door. Always. As soon as I start cooking, they break out their lawnmower. I think they know. All right. Just a baby squirt. The spoon nearly didn't make it inside that jar. Good add. We like a lot of relish in ours. I don't know if you do, but we do. Gotta add some garlic. I have some white vinegar out there. I will add it, but I'm gonna taste it first. Onion. Here's another pepper. That's good. All right, so I'm gonna give that a big old mix and see what we got. Should have put you guys on an angle and I didn't. I put you dead center and now I can't reach it. All right, let me give that a big mix and then I'll reposition my camera. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar. I'm not measuring, guys. Probably should do something like I can see how much I put in there. So 2 of those spoonfuls. I'm gonna add some more relish because I tasted the dressing and it needs more. We like a lot. So this is gonna be, you know, how your family likes it. And we're gonna give that a big old mix again. And that should be good. I'm gonna top it with some paprika. And I'll put it back in the refrigerator and let her sit. Oh yeah. I can tell already it's better. I nearly forgot. I'm cleaning up like, what's it missing? We're gonna put some paprika on top, just for a little bit of color. I thing isn't shaking right, but there you go. All right, so we're gonna make the green bean casserole. We don't have the onions, but what I could do, and I'm still debating on whether or not, is I could use potato chips. That's just trying to get creative with how I can get the crunchy top. But you don't necessarily need the crunchy top. So I didn't buy cream of soup because I have to make it myself because of Eric. So I've made it a bunch of times. I could link it at the somewhere or put the recipe down in the description box because I've made it so many times it might kind of get redundant. You know, every single time I make green beans, I show you how to make it. Cream of soup I seasoned with onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. It's a little thick and it's a little lumpy, but it will thin out. So, and if you make it, taste it before you add it to your casserole dish. Because it should have good flavor in it. See? Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna mix my beans around in it. My kids love when I make green bean casserole. I didn't even measure, I just made, that's why I have so much of the juice. But it'll thicken up and the kids will eat it. Let me add a little bit of, you know what, I probably don't even need to. Yeah, I will, hold on a minute. All right, so I added some water to it. If it was an extreme challenge, I would just use water and have. But since I'm gonna throw it out anyway, well, I will if I don't use that last little bit. All right, so that's gonna go into the oven. We're gonna start on the, I gotta clean up the edges, the hot dogs. Wait till you see what I'm gonna do with it. Here's the thing. I thought I made it up right there in that store because I was looking for sausage, couldn't find it. They didn't have it. I wanted something else, couldn't find it, didn't have it, or it was too much money. So I decided to do something different and use a hot dog because you got more than you would if I use the, kielbasi. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, that. So I might give it just a little bit more of this milk, and then we're gonna put that away and let it do its thing in the oven. Okay, talking too much. Go, Tina, go. So I kept these little potatoes out. Are they gonna be great baked potatoes? No. I was gonna do what they call Hasselback potatoes, where you spiral cut them, and then you open them up. But I kind of just wanted the taste of a baked potato. So I know these get smaller. I know. But the way I do my potatoes is first of all, I wash the heck out of them. And then I take a little bit of vegetable oil. You could use other oils, but I think you'd want something with a higher smoke point, you know, so I don't know that I would use olive oil, but something. So what I do is I take the potato, I dip my finger in some of the oil, and I rub it on the potato. And only after I rub the oil on do I poke a couple of holes in it. Because if you put the holes in it afterwards, sometimes you clog up the holes. So let me show you that. Let me finish that and then I'll show you the rest. This is kosher salt. I'm using it because it's a thicker salt, because you know how you get your potatoes at the restaurant? And I just kind of dump it on here. I'm wasting more than I'm actually using. And just roll it around. And then we shove those in the oven alongside of the green beans. Or you stick them on the top rack of your grill. Okay, so a lot of the salt falls off, so don't be concerned about how much salt is. Well, if you have to be, but I'm not too concerned about it. All right, so I'm gonna put those on a sheet pan and put those in the oven next to the green beans. All right, here's what you're gonna need for the hot dog. You're gonna need some of your barbecue sauce, the pineapple chunks, and of course your hot dogs. All right, so I'm getting everything opened up here. What I'm gonna do, I'm afraid I'm gonna cut myself, is we're gonna take these hot dogs out of the pack. And in this bowl I have right here, let me zoom you out so you can see better. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the barbecue sauce and add it to this bowl right here. Because really you should baste it on, but I don't want to do that. I just want to do it this way a little bit. So we're going to take each hot dog and we're going to try and cut them uniform in a uniform size. So we're just going to come down and we're just going to, just like this. All right, I'm going to do one first, and then I'll do the rest, because I want to see how much of the hot dog gets on the skewer. So I'm just going to put one hot dog in here. Otherwise, I would have just dropped it all in there. So I just kind of want to get it in there and have them soak a little bit in this. That was the plan. I'm still going to do that, but I wanted to show you this one so I can get them going and move on to something else while these do that. Goodness. Now, this way's probably going to be a little stickier, but the thing is you got to put the barbecue sauce on. And when the pineapples are on, you don't want as much barbecue sauce on your pineapple as you do on your hot dog. So that's the reason for me doing it this way, so that when I do baste it with the barbecue sauce, only a little bit. I don't have other vegetables, but you could use onion, you could use green pepper, red pepper, whatever you want, or other types of fruit, but I didn't have that. So we're just gonna go with a hot diggity dog and some pineapples. Oops. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide the skewer down the hot dog, in the hot dog, and then we're gonna take the pineapple. I'm going to go through the base because it's a little bit thicker there. You can go whichever way you want. I may change up throughout, but I think I'm going to go with this plan. And we're just going to do that. And then 1, 2 more. Ugh. I guess I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to put some gloves on for the rest of this. Boom. Another one. Ouch. Just stabbed myself. And that's what we're going to do. Just like that. Okay? I could put another pineapple on here if I want. I think I'm going to slide it down just a bit. And then all of them will fit. So each one will get 4 pineapples. The way I cut it, they would all get 5 pineapples. Here's a tiny one. It doesn't want to go through, but let's get it on there and get that last hot dog on there. Boom. Done. I'm going to do them all like that, and then I'll be back to show you. That's what I did, and I have a couple of chunks of pineapple left and the juice and quite a bit of barbecue sauce because I only use that little dollop that I put in there. Let's move on to the chicken. I rinsed it off. I looked in here last night after I finally got it defrosted, and it said there were 8 pieces in here. There's not. There's 4 big ones. So we're just going to cut them in half. I don't know if I want to do it long ways or short ways. Well, this one for sure I'm going straight in half. Maybe like that. Like that. And then I'll just kind of figure out what is half. I cut it on an angle. And that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to show you, I'm just going to season it up the old-fashioned way. Same old things, same olds I do all the time. And this one I'm going to do straight in half because it looks about the same. Let me get the seasonings out. So we're just going to seasoned salt. I like seasoned salt versus table salt. Has extra stuff in there. I don't know. I just like it better. These probably would be good if you'd barbecued them and served them on a bun. Garlic. Onion. Pepper. Paprika. And I'm going to take these out to the grill, and when they get on the grill, I will do the other side the same way. Oh, I turned my potatoes off and let them sit in there for a minute. They started to shrivel up, but they are done. They are pretty right now. They were so pretty when they were first done. They were nice and tight. I turned the oven off and let them sit. Whew. My green beans are done. You don't usually see this part of it when you're making them because you got it underneath, but it's really, really creamy. My kids like it in a lot of cream. You don't need as much as I put in there, but they like it ooey and gooey. There you go. We're going to throw that food on the grill, and we're going to be eating very shortly. All right, we got the grill going. The chicken's on there. I'm sorry if it's very noisy out here, but there's a road behind my house that just seems to have a lot of traffic today. And the hot dogs are on. Time to start adding the barbecue sauce. I can't keep you guys on here. It's just way too loud. And there we go. That's everything. We got our chicken with our hot dog skewers. That's Eric's macaroni. Just has some butter. Well, not butter, but butter-like. Our sorry-looking potatoes, our green beans, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, and the chips the kids were supposed to nosh on but didn't get to them, so I threw them out here. All right, let me get Eric, and we're going to get to tasting. And there's my plate. I don't even have any potato chips because I don't think I can finish that. But I'm going to meet you at the table. Happy Family Dollar Memorial Day. That was a mouthful. We have a plate and a half, and we still have to do the dessert. So let's just dive right in. Check your chicken out. See how that is. I got little bits. Got a nice piece there. Mm-hmm. All right.
Looks good.
That chicken's pretty good.
This is Family Dollar?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to try? Green beans, potatoes,
Green
or
beans.
let's go in. I put extra garlic in them this time. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
That's amazing.
I knew you were like, ooh. I don't know why it's a little salty. I didn't put salt in there. Oh, it might have been the bouillon I was using. Potato salad.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. I put some carrots in there because I had one lonely carrot in the refrigerator and I shoved it in there for crunch. There you go. You ready? Oh.
That's amazing.
I nearly forgot the skewer. So, do you want to do it with a bite of the hot dog and the pineapple together?
Mm-hmm.
I've never made this like this before. I thought I was all clever and stuff in the store. Me and Yaya. Let's go.
That's good.
mouthful, but that is good. Eric asked me a long time ago, I made Spam skewers. He goes, is that different meat? I go, no, it's just a hot dog. He's like, oh, good. He said it was good, but I don't know if I want to eat it again. All right, let me get everybody else fed and see what they think about it. Bye-bye. All right, here's what you're gonna need for the dessert. I had to switch out my pancake mix to this box that I had because I opened the other one up and it smelled funny. So I just didn't want a chance ruining my dessert. So I just got out a different box. But it's the same thing. It's just to add water. I don't have to add anything else to it. And here are some of my frozen apples. So first thing we're going to do is I have over there, I have a little bit of oil heating up in a pan. Now I'm going to mix up the pancake mix with some water. I forgot to mention I have a foil-lined pan with a wire rack. Okay, I did one to see how it turned out, and it turned out great. So now I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so it's kind of a weird angle I have you at, I know, but it was the only way I can get you to see everything all at one time. I'm going to take my apples, I drop them into the mix, and then just bring it over and dump it in, just like that. These apples are thawing so quickly, I gotta get them in there. There's no time to wait. So we're just gonna drop it in. Boom. All right, so we're gonna give that a minute. Just let it do its thing. I turned it down a little bit because the first one I did, the apple pie, inside was still a little bit cold. So I turned the oil down just enough to get it going. So that's why one is a little bit browner than the other. Hey, it looks like a turtle. All right, let me get these all in the pan. Okay, we'll take this guy out just to show you. Kind of broke open a little bit. I'm sticking it over here. I'm hitting it with a little bit of the, whoop, that was too much. And then I put a little bit on that side. And that's all I'm doing to each and every one of them. I sampled the other one. Well, kinda. Aiden came in and grabbed it. But I got a piece of the batter. It was pretty darn good. All right, those are all done. So I have some leftover batter, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it in the grease, and we're gonna put some powdered sugar on it. Okay, what I'm gonna do, instead of a spoon, I'm using my iced tea scoop, and I'm just gonna put some plops down. Just like that. And then for that one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some powdered sugar on it. And that's just, I'm only doing this because I have extra batter and I don't wanna throw it away, because waste not, want not. And as soon as these are done, we're gonna be having dessert. I don't know if you could see all the way in the back there, but I couldn't find my little one at first. But let me move you up there a little bit. You can see me. I'm just dusting them with a little bit of powdered sugar. Alrighty, there we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of more powdered sugar on these because they kind of melted when I put it on there. And we're gonna hit the other ones with a little bit more cinnamon brown sugar, but I'm gonna wait till I plate it up. And there we go, that's dessert.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Dessert time! I'm so tired, I'm so hungry, I don't know what I am. I'm full, not hungry. It is dark outside because we had to wait. Are you ready? Which one do you want to start with? Let's start with the plain one first, because that's really just well, I had extra batter, what am I going to do with it kind of a thing. So let's just go in on that one. Okay. Mmm.
Mmm.
That tastes like a Chinese donut. I know you've never had one, but
That's amazing.
that's really good. It's just a fried pancake. I want to find out what this apple pie is going to taste like. Eric's never had a fried apple pie because he couldn't eat anything that was like that because of food allergies. So, ready? I'm excited. Go. Make sure it's not too hot. Go. Mmm. Mmm.
Wow. That's good.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of when McDonald's used to fry their apple pies. I've said it on here a bunch of times. I'm not a fan of cooked fruit. This is cooked fruit. That's pretty darn good. I'm going to finish mine. I can tell you that. What do you think?
Amazing.
Awesome? All right. Let me get everybody else fed and see what they think about the meal as a whole. Dinner's over. How did they enjoy their Dollar General Memorial Day? Boom. That is all that's left. All right. So I'm going to ask them what was their favorite thing of dinner, because everybody would say dessert. And then which one was their favorite dessert, the apples or just the plain like donut type thing? Since Eric started with me, I'm going to start with Eric.
Favorite for the dinner had to be the egg salad. It was amazing.
Oh, cool.
The dessert had to be the apple pie.
The apple pie?
Loved it.
Loved it too. Okay, Aiden.
I loved the macaroni, and my favorite dessert was the plain.
Trey Baby said he liked the chicken, the potatoes, and the apple pie. He wanted to get his word in, and he took off. Okay, Nick, same question.
I love the chicken, and for dessert was the original.
The what?
The normal.
What's normal?
The original.
What's that? With the apples or without the apples?
Without the apple.
Oh, okay. The plain. I gotcha. Yeah.
The potato salad was my favorite, and the apple pie was also my favorite.
Awesome. Blaze.
I'd have to say the chicken, and even though I don't like heated apples, I'd have to say the apple pie.
Me too. I don't like cooked fruit, and I liked it a lot. All right. Here comes Jessie. She's going to have a good one, she said, so I'm dying to hear it. Lay it on me, baby girl.
All right. It's been one day without the cooking, and I thought I was going insane.
Ah, that's funny.
But I would have to say the hot dogs,
Awesome.
and I absolutely, positively love the apples.
Yeah. For me,
Apples are my favorite.
the apple pie was your favorite overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody would say that overall, the dessert. For me, I like the chicken. I like that barbecue sauce. It wasn't really that bad. As far as the dessert goes, I did enjoy the apple pie. Like I've said before, I don't like cooked fruit, but that was pretty good, and it was small enough that I can tolerate it. The kids were loving it. I can guarantee you, if I walk away, that will no longer be here. Not because they're hungry, just because it was good. So there you go. There's our Dollar General $25 Memorial Day. I hope I inspire you to think outside of the box, try and be creative, and come up with new ideas. What? My daughter is staring at me. That's why I'm staggering. You got something else to say?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead. What else?
The original one, the plain one,
Yeah.
it tastes like Zeppelis from the boardwalk.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that it could taste like that. It's absolutely right. Well, there you go. I don't know where I left off, but I hope you like it. I hope you try it. Leave me a comment either way. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. See you later. Bye.